Alright, good morning everyone. We are here with break 341. This is the first of these traders combo breaks that we have listed, featuring 4 priority boxes. We've got 2021, 2022, 2023, 2024. We also have 4 hobby boxes, 2 2022s and 2 2024s. There we go. We have 19 starter packs. I actually can't remember which way that goes. What do we got? I think it's 10 22s. Oh no, 10 24s and 9 22s. Yeah, there it is.
Half a case. There was 9 and 18.
Oh, there you go. It's half a case of each. I thought that was the way it was. I just wasn't sure. There you go. So we've got half a case of 2022 retail, so the newsagents starter packs, and half a case of the 24 traders hobby starter packs. I've always started with the starter packs, so I think we're going to do that again today. So let's go with our 22s. We'll read out our team list. Good morning, Ben. Good morning to everyone else who's already joined. Our team list: Broncos, Peter Lowe; Raiders, Peter Lowe; Bulldogs, Carlo Murata; Sharks, Peter Lowe; Titans, Stephen Gillard; Manly, Peter Lowe; Storm, Damon Rowe; Knights, Kieran Zanoni; Cowboys, Trent Kinnersley; Eels, Craig Hyde; Panthers, Lisa Jane; Rabbitohs, Stephen Gillard; Dragons, Keza; Roosters, Darren McDermott; Warriors, Ben Patterson; and Tigers, Trent Kinnersley. Alright, let's get our 22s out first. Alright, that's all our 22s. Let's go. I got sleeves. It's been a minute since I've opened starter packs. Blue Power Heroes. Can't even remember what's numbered, what's not. Blue's not. For the Warriors, Don Watine Zalesniak. Looks like another blue, limited to 390. Katoni Staggs in the Broncos. Another blue. Header card, number 5. So it's randomized with the first 8 teams. Can't remember if it was green or emerald. Out of 200, 175. Junior Paulo for the Eels. Green. Power Heroes green. Have you messaged them? Got another blue. Junior Paulo for the Eels. $175 out of 200. Power Heroes green, Valentine Holmes. Where's the numbers? I'm not sure how well that will show up, but yeah. Alright, we've got a blue Harry Grant for the Storm. $51 out of 200. Done Latin Zalesniak for the Warriors. I can fully understand. And to finish up, we have another blue Big Papa for the Raiders. I think we're just gonna open these, get these away. And then we'll do the 2024s. Rising Stars, Helam Aluki for the Cowboys. Falama Kickout, parallel for the Panthers. Morning, Keza. Good luck, mate. Rising Stars, Jason Saab for Manly. Jake Turpin, parallel for Broncos. High Performance, Thomas Burgess for the Rabbitohs. Wade Graham, parallel for the Sharks. Oh, I become one of those people yesterday. I put Christmas decorations out the front. I've never done it before, let alone this early. White League Authentics signature. Number 9, nice low one. Jaden Brayley for the Knights. Keza. Dane Laurie, parallel for the Tigers. Our Heroes, Valentine Holmes for the Cowboys. Hudson Young, parallel for the Raiders. Adam Fanua-Blake, parallel for the Warriors. Who was the Tigers collector? I hit Emerald and mentioned him on Storms. I can't remember who that was, who the Tigers collector was, sorry. High Performance for the Warriors. Joe Stimson, parallel for the Bulldogs. Rising Stars, Joseph Suwali for the Roosters. Ben Hunt, parallel for the Dragons. High Performance, Alex Twal for the Tigers. Parallel, Hammer Fido for the Cowboys. I honestly couldn't tell you, but yeah, that regardless, that's a godlike box. Reed Marnie, parallel for the Eels. What a good year, Marnie was still with us. Club Heroes, Hayes Dunster for the Eels. CSF Talakai parallel for the Sharks. One of them. Rising Stars, Taylor May for the Panthers. Tigers, parallel checklist. Power Heroes, Tommy Talau for the Tigers. Tohu Harris, parallel for Warriors. Parallel Daniel Tupou for the Roosters. Storms BD. High Performance, David Nofaluma for the Tigers. Jacob Saifiti, parallel for the Knights. Jake Trbojevic, parallel for Manly. High Performance, Anari Tuala for the Knights. Titans, parallel checklist. Mitchell Moses, parallel for the Eels. Rising Stars, TC Rabuddy for the Broncos. Jack Hetherington, parallel for Bulldogs. Season to remember, Brian To'o for Panthers. Raiders, parallel checklist. Master and Apprentice, Blake Taff for the Rabbitohs. Tavita Tatala, parallel for the Rabbitohs. Careful when you mention his name, he pops up. Rising Stars, Davy Mole for the Rabbitohs. Tommy Turbo, parallel for Manly. Retirements, Curtis Sirenen for Manly. There is a couple, but he's definitely the most known. Jared Wallace, parallel for the Titans. That's what I was thinking. Power Heroes, Ben Hunt for the Dragons. Christian Welsh, parallel for Storm. Season to remember, Murray Talagi for Cowboys. Toby Rudolph, parallel for the Sharks. Master and Apprentice. Black, yep. Isaac Tago for Panthers. Stefano Utakamanu, parallel for the Tigers. And last packet for our 22 Raiders starter packets. Rising Stars, Helam Lukey for the Cowboys. Which Raider collector has or spends the most? Tyson Gamble, parallel for the Broncos. Alright. Let's go with our 24 Traders starter packets. Let's go. These ones are definitely easier to open than the 22s. In the copper, number 68, Georgia Roach for the Knights. World in League. Hey, nothing wrong with that. 126 in the copper. Brendan Pakura for the Broncos. Another copper, 148. Holly May Dodd for the Raiders. In the silver, 140, Gail Broughton for Broncos. Copper number 51, Elsie Albert for the Eels. Good morning, Alex. In the gold, number 42, April for the Cowboys. I felt brave there for a split second. I thought about trying to pronounce that and thought better of it. Other gold. There we go. 2 in a row. Number 72, Racine McGregor for the Dragons. Three starter packets left for 24. In the silver, number 132, Lachlan Elias for the Rabbitohs. Gold, number 89, David Fafita for the Titans. And last starter packet, copper number 80, Mikhail Ravalawa for the Dragons. Alright, let's get these ones open and then we can get stuck into the boxes. Jacob Carraz, World in League for the Bulldogs. Cameron McInnes, parallel for the Sharks. Rising Stars, Tom Weaver for the Titans. Stefano Utakamanu, parallel for the Tigers. Season to remember, Matthew Feagai for the Dragons. Tohu Harris, parallel for the Warriors. Sword and Shield, Big Tino for the Titans. Dolphins parallel checklist. Don't forget all Dolphins cards are randomized as one lot at the end. World in League, David Fafita for the Titans. Payne Haas parallel for the Broncos. Rising Stars, Trey Mooney for the Raiders. Isaiah Katoa, parallel for the Dolphins. Parallel, Campbell Graham for the Rabbitohs. Blake Laurie, parallel for the Dragons. Rising Stars, Anessa Biddle for the Sharks. Eels, parallel checklist. Bulldog Showcase, Reed Marnie. Christian Welsh, parallel for Storm. World in League, Corbin Baxter for the Roosters. Jordan Rapana, parallel for the Raiders. Rising Stars, Tom Jenkins for Panthers. Parallel, Warbrick for the Storm. Season to remember, Nick Meaney for Storm. Luke Keary, parallel for the Roosters. Sword and Shield, Isaiah Yeo for the Panthers. Amali Olaka-Atu, parallel for Manly. Rising Stars, Jesse Southwell for the Knights. Panthers parallel checklist. Jasmine Peters, Women's NRL for the Cowboys. Adam Dewey, parallel for the Tigers. Yes, I got stuck reading the chat. Rising Stars, Tom Jenkins for the Panthers. Dane Gagai, parallel for the Knights. Well, that's a cheap fix. Rachel Pearson, Women's NRL for the Eels. Reece Welsh, parallel for the Broncos. Club Heroes, Will Warbrick for Storm. Jeremiah Nanai, parallel for the Cowboys. It is a very active, it's good. Rising Stars, Jesse Southwell for the Knights. Alex Johnston, parallel for the Rabbitohs. Season 2, remember, Ruben Garrick for Manly. Jaden Campbell, parallel for the Titans. Retirement, Mitch Rain for the Titans. Here we go. Jerome Luai, parallel for Panthers. Rising Stars, Destiny Brill for the Broncos. Jared Hargraves, parallel for the Roosters. Jaden Campbell, showcase for Titans. Benny Trbojevic, parallel for Manly. World in League, Shante Aratu for the Titans. Xavier Coates, parallel for Storm. Rising Stars, Francesca Goldthorpe for the Cowboys. Jack Bird, parallel for the Dragons. Born and bred in Western Sydney, and the weather up here at the moment is awesome. Nathan Cleary, season to remember for Panthers. Sebastian Chris, parallel for the Raiders. Club Heroes, Dean Madison for Manly. Sean Johnson, parallel for the Warriors. Rising Stars, Ella Costa for the Dragons. Ronaldo Molitalo, parallel for the Sharks. Yeah, well, Mum and Dad just put the aircon on, so I'm feeling good. Yes, born in New South Wales. Out at Windsor, Hawkesbury Hospital, Scott Drinkwater, Susan Remember for Cowboys. Bradman Best, parallel for the Knights. Alright, let's get into our 21 traders. We'll start with the priority box. Yeah, Western New South Wales. Not West is like Dubbo, Orange, Western Sydney. Yeah, right, there you go. Season to remember, Benji Marshall for the Tigers. Jazz Tavega, parallel for the Warriors. Yeah, I know Blythe Park. Definitely. Wildcard, Zach Lomax for the Dragons. Jared Croker, parallel for the Raiders. Rising Stars, Trayman Spry for the Titans. Dale Finucane, parallel for Storm. Rising Stars, Isaac Loom for Storm. Angus Crichton, parallel for the Roosters. Rising Stars, Caleb Aikens for Panthers. Eliza Katoa, parallel for the Warriors. Definitely to be a boring blue. Campbell Graham, parallel for the Rabbitohs. More Blues supporters in the chat at the moment than Maroons, that's for sure. Black Streeter, Moses Embo for the Tigers. Hey, there's more in this house than Maroons supporters. Doesn't matter. Boyd Cordner, parallel for the Roosters. There you go, Keza. Mum's got you back in the background. Wildcard, Luke Brooks for the Tigers. Paul Vaughan, parallel for Dragons. Club Hero Priority, number 7. Not sure if that's a jersey number or not. Victor Radley for the Roosters. Victor Radley, jersey number, no. Ryan Madison, parallel for the Eels. 3-2 Queensland. No, that's Blues as well. That's here. If we're going to include Mum, we've got to include Dad. Season to remember, Cody Ramsey for the Dragons. Dad's an Eels Blues supporter. Tavita Totola, parallel for the Rabbitohs. Unlucky. He just looks like a number 7 or a 6. Jermaine Brown, Rising Stars for the Warriors. Liam Kennedy, parallel for the Sharks. So that's Rising Stars, Mitchell Dunn for the Cowboys. Lami Kikau, parallel for Panthers. I'm going to try red, white, and blue stuff. Rising Stars, Xavier Coates for the Broncos. Jordan Piera, parallel for the Dragons. Mums, Broncos, Maroons. White Streeter, Moses Mbai for the Tigers. Titans, parallel checklist. Braden Hamlin, Yuli, parallel for the Sharks. Season to remember, Chanel Harris Tavita for the Warriors. Reese Robson, parallel for the Cowboys. Season to remember, Josh Mansour for the Panthers. Adam Dewey, parallel for the Tigers. Wildcard, Adam Elliott for the Bulldogs. Alexander Brimson, parallel for the Titans. Priority Team Wildcard, number 26 for the Roosters. Mum has good taste. G'day Maria, welcome. Felice Kafusi, parallel for the Storm. Parallel down between Zelezniak for the Bulldogs. Looks like the numbers are changing. Rising Stars, Palasa for the Roosters. Marcus Sivo, parallel for the Eels. No, Darren McDermott has Roosters in this one. Rising Stars, Dylan Brown for the Eels. Payne Huss, parallel for the Broncos. Rising Stars, Bailey Sirenen for the Rabbitohs. Cowboys, parallel checklist. Star Tunes, Roger Tuivasa Sheck for the Warriors. Cody Nikarima, parallel for the Warriors. Wildcard, James Tedesco for the Roosters. Raiders, parallel checklist. Top tries, number 27, George Tafua for Manly. Moses Sulai, parallel for Manly. Oh, there's only one person that I watched street art for the Knights, Mitchell Barnett. I can't even think of his name off the top of my head, but I know exactly who you're talking about. Jerome Luai, parallel for the Panthers. Season to remember, Adam Reynolds for the Rabbitohs. Heimel Hunt, parallel for the Knights. There's more to that story. Yeah, Startoons, Mikhail Ravalawa for the Dragons. Bulldogs parallel checklist. Season to remember, Mitchell Orbison for the Roosters. Thomas McHale parallel for the Tigers. Rising Stars, Sean Bloor for the Tigers. Xavier Coates, parallel for the Broncos. Rising Stars, Max Feagai for the Dragons. Nick Meaney, parallel for the Bulldogs. Yeah, we had to delete one out of the group this morning. David Clemmer, parallel for the Knights, forcing us to basically adjust our rules to only allowing collectors who have purchased through us that we can verify to now post in the group. Big Papa, parallel for the Raiders. Broncos parallel checklist. I don't know. Yeah. Rising Stars, Bradman Best for the Knights. Brad Parker, parallel for Manly. All right. Let's continue with our 21 traders. White Streeter, Milwaukee, Photo Waika for the Titans. Jake Trbojevic, parallel for Manly. Season to remember, Alex Johnston for the Rabbitohs. Kurt Mann, parallel for Knights. Rising Stars, Hamali Olika R2 for Manly. Vanilla Paseka, parallel for Manly. Rising Stars, Tanner Boyd for the Titans. Kenny Bromwich, parallel for Storm. Mitchell Moses, parallel for the Eels. Wildcard, Daly Cherry Evans for Manly. James Fisher Harris, parallel for Panthers. Season to remember, Hammer Fido for the Cowboys. Kalen Ponga, parallel for the Knights. Rising Stars, Connolly Lumi Lou for the Cowboys. Hope not for you guys, but still I'm offering him 200,000 less to stay. Luke Brooks, parallel for Tigers. Black Street Art, Ryan Pappenhausen for the Storm. Luke Thompson, parallel for Bulldogs. Season to remember, Nathan Cleary for Panthers. Herbie Farmworth, parallel for Broncos. Parallel, Ryan Pappenhausen for Storm. Rising Stars, Braden Trindle for the Sharks. Clint Gufferson, parallel for the Eels. Wildcard, Mitchell Moses for the Eels. Panthers, parallel checklist. Rising Stars, Ray Stone for the Eels. Chance Nico Cockstad, parallel for the Raiders. He's out, man. David Fusitua, parallel for the Warriors. Star Tunes, Elliot Whitehead for the Raiders. David Nofaluma, parallel for the Tigers. Wildcard, Milwaukee Fodawaika for the Titans. Brett Morris, parallel for the Roosters. Rising Stars, Tom Starling for the Raiders. Latrell Mitchell, parallel for the Rabbitohs. Retirements, Gavin Cooper for the Cowboys. Adam Clune, parallel for the Dragons. Star Tunes, Ashley Taylor for the Titans. Storm Parallel Checklist. Rising Stars, Lachlan Lamb for the Roosters. Regan Campbell Gillard for the Eels. Liam Martin, parallel for Panthers. Season to remember, Clint Gufferson for the Eels. Chad Townsend, parallel for the Sharks. Season to remember, Sonny Bill Williams for the Roosters. Tommy Talau, parallel for the Tigers. I don't get into it, but Mrs. tells me this morning she's putting on a bet on number 19. Adam Clune, Rising Stars for the Dragons. She's got no idea who number 19 is. That's just her lucky number. Adam Elliott for the Bulldogs. Corey Oates, parallel for the Broncos. I thought I missed the parallel card then for a second. It's just a light base card. Chance Nico Klokstad, wild card for the Raiders. Josh Hodson, parallel for the Raiders. Rising Stars, Stephen Crichton for the Panthers. Ken Momalo, parallel for the Warriors. Rising Stars, Jake Avarillo for the Bulldogs. Anthony Don, parallel for Titans. White Streeter, Ben Hunt for the Dragons. Josh Morris, parallel for the Roosters. Season to remember, Mikhail Ravalawa for the Dragons. Rabbitohs parallel checklist. 5 packets left in our first of the 21 Traders Hobby Boxes. Rising Stars, Tessie New for the Broncos. Zach Lomax, parallel for Dragons. Parallel Wade Graham for the Sharks. Team a wild card for the Storm. I actually really liked the team wild cards in 21 Traders. Philip Semi, parallel for Titans. Club Heroes as well, there you go. Speak of the Devil, Brian Kelly for the Titans. Valentine Holmes, parallel for the Cowboys. Last packet for the box. Rising Stars, Jackson Paulo for the Rabbitohs. And Michael Morgan, parallel for the Cowboys. Let's put these in here. Get them out of the way. Our second 21 Traders Hobby. Now, leave him alone. No, there is no more. What more? We would have gladly taken more. Rising Stars, Charlie Staines for Panthers. Raiders Parallel Checklist. Season to remember, Kalen Ponga for the Knights. Eliza Katoa, Parallel for the Warriors. Yeah, don't know. Cooper Johns, Rising Stars for Storm. Boyd Cordner, Parallel for the Roosters. No, I think tomorrow's break is basically the last of the sealed elite stuff that we've got. Tavita Totola, Parallel for the Rabbitohs. Season to remember, young Tonu Maipe for the Titans. Cody Nikarima, Parallel for the Warriors. Wildcard, Wade Graham for the Sharks. Jordan Piera, Parallel for the Dragons. Rising Stars, Hayes Perham for the Warriors. We have a 22 Elite Priority Box in tomorrow's break that sold out. Braden Hamlin, Yuli, Parallel for the Sharks. Or are you talking to Keza there, Alex? Sorry, mate. Black Streeter, Mitchell Barnett for the Knights. Alexander Brimson, Parallel for the Titans. Siasua Takahawi for the Roosters, Parallel. All good, mate. No, all good. Yeah, I don't think we have any Elite left as far as sealed product, except for the 2 boxes in tomorrow's break. Season to remember, Cameron Smith for Storm. Cowboys Parallel Checklist. Rising Stars, Phoenix Crossland for the Knights. Moses Sulai, Parallel for Manly. Herbie Farmworth, Rising Stars for the Broncos. Cameron Murray, parallel for the Rabbitohs. Why do Storms come out stuff all something sus on nearly 4 cases of full 3 mojos? Star Tunes, Mikhail Ravalawa for the Dragons. Jesse Ramian, parallel for the Sharks. Heimel Hunt, parallel for the Knights. Couldn't honestly tell you what was pulled as far as any of the teams go, to be honest. Wildcard, Cody Walker for the Rabbitohs. Matthew Duffy, parallel for the Dragons. Wildcard, Felice Kafusi for the Storm. Dale Finucane, parallel for the Storm. Rising Stars, Freddie Lussick for the Roosters. Ryan Madison, parallel for the Eels. White Streeter, Ryan Pappenhausen for the Storm. Jared Croker, parallel for the Raiders. Retirements, Ethan Lowe for the Rabbitohs. No numbers on them. I'm just used to showing the backs with the sleeves. Salami kick out, parallel for the Panthers. That gold border is really easy to damage. Scratch up. Star Tunes, Roger Tulvasa Sheck for the Warriors. Angus Crichton, a parallel for the Roosters. Rising Stars, Semi Valemi for the Raiders. Campbell Graham, parallel for the Rabbitohs. Why we always pull the average team for big teams to a full price. Yeah, fair enough. Paul Vaughan, parallel for the Dragons. I know nothing about AFL, so I honestly have no idea who you're referring to there. And that's okay. But I do like your reference. Season to remember, Marty Tapau for Manly. Adam Dewey, parallel for the Tigers. Season to remember, Micah Sivo for the Eels. William Kennedy, parallel for the Sharks. Rising Stars, Brendan Wakeham for the Bulldogs. Titans, parallel checklist. Reece Robson, parallel for the Cowboys. Wildcard, Apasai Coruscant for Panthers. Brad Parker, parallel for Manly. Rising Stars, Cade Ellis for the Dragons. Dallin Latine Zalesniak, parallel for the Bulldogs. Rising Stars, Cade Cust for Manly. David Clemmer, parallel for the Knights. I think, what is it, 3.5, 4 grand? Maybe a bit more. Somewhere around there, I think. White Streeter, Cody Nikarima for the Warriors. Felice Kafusi, parallel for the Storm. Season to remember, Gavin Cooper for the Cowboys. I agree with you, but it's also a matter of someone paying it. Micah Sivo, parallel for the Eels. I don't do prices, so like you've got to understand that I have no idea. But I'd say about 3.5, 4K, I think. Check the website. We'd have some examples. Obviously, maybe not those ones, but yeah. Connor Tracy, Rising Stars for the Sharks. Jerome Luai, parallel for Panthers. Yes, break 340. Club of Heroes, Patrick Carrigan for the Broncos. Payne Haas, parallel for the Broncos. Thomas McHale, parallel for the Tigers. Team Wildcard for the Warriors. Nick Meaney, parallel for the Bulldogs. Rising Stars, Tommy Talau for the Tigers. Broncos, parallel checklist. Alright, that's another box done and dusted. Alright, let's go 22 Traders Priority. We'll be doing the last of the priority boxes next, and then we'll finish with the 24 Traders Hobby Boxes. High Performance, Clint Gutherson for the Eels. Dallin Latin Zalesniak, parallel for the Warriors. Parallel Saitili Tupanua for the Roosters. What's your favourite Elite? To be honest, I think I like, I don't think there's been one release that I can say is my favourite. Bits and pieces. I think they improve overall every year. I don't know if that necessarily means they're listening. Number 41, Team High Performance for the Raiders. Episode Carousel, parallel for Panthers. Rising Stars, Kobe Hetherington for Broncos. Ewan Aiken parallel for the Warriors. Season 2 member Nathan Cleary for Panthers. Joseph Suwali for the Roosters. Rising Stars, Tyrell Sloan for the Dragons. Jake Turpin parallel for Broncos. Season 2 member William Kennedy for the Sharks. CSF Italikai parallel for the Sharks. 214, 280 and 219. The only years I didn't open case on super hard to find even boxes. Rising Stars, Ben Travojevic for Manly. Tigers parallel checklist. I believe there's a golden ticket from 218 that's never been found still. Season 2 member Jesse Bromwich for the Storm. Christian Welsh parallel for Storm. Tommy Turbo parallel for Manly. No, 218 was a full master set, I believe. Rising Stars, Dejan Assi for the Cowboys. Eels parallel checklist. That's probably why. Rising Stars, Egan Butcher for the Roosters. It was a couple of years before I come along, so I'm not 100% sure. It's only stories that I've heard about it. Jared Wallace parallel for the Titans. I know a few people have gone looking for it. Master and Apprentice, Big Papa for the Raiders. Cody Walker parallel for the Rabbitohs. Rising Stars, Lachlan Ilias for the Rabbitohs. Corey Waddell parallel for Bulldogs. Season 2 member Sam Williams for the Raiders. Emery Gula parallel for the Raiders. Got no idea, mate. Sorry. Tariq Sims parallel for Dragons. And Master and Apprentice Priority number 9. Herbie Farmer for the Broncos. Tohu Harris parallel for the Warriors. Parallel Daniel Tupou for the Roosters. was trying to get Nathan Cleary parallel for the Panthers. Season to remember, Hammer Fido for the Cowboys. Tommy Dearden parallel for the Cowboys. Rising Stars, Matt Croker for the Knights. Mitchell Barnett parallel for the Knights. High Performance, Mawaki Fodawaika for the Titans. Nelson Asafa Solomona parallel for Storm. Power Heroes, Tommy Talau for the Tigers. Amali Olika R2 parallel for Manly. Rising Stars, Bailey Biondi Otto for the Bulldogs. Payne Haas parallel for Broncos. Retirements, Justin O'Neill for the Cowboys. AJ Brimson parallel for the Titans. Who are you asking, Kez? Rising Stars, Matthew Tomoko for the Raiders. Keon Kolomatangi parallel for the Rabbitohs. Season to remember, Xavier Coates for the Broncos. Bulldogs parallel checklist. Rising Stars, Valemi Avile for the Warriors. We're in the Gold Coast. We're working from Robina. I live up towards Movie World. Josh Jackson parallel for the Bulldogs. Club Heroes, Brody Jones for the Knights. Ryan Sutton parallel for the Raiders. It actually hasn't been done for a while. At the moment, it's a Pebble Creek concrete area out to the pool area. Little grass patch there and a big grass patch out the back. But renovations are planned similar to that. Oh, sorry, I didn't read your message. Rising Stars, that's your tranquility while we're breaking, is it? Sorry. Charles Nico Clockstad. It is very well looked after. High Performance, Ruben Garrick for Manly. Blake Brayley parallel for the Sharks. Yes, but more so Dreamwork because my partner works there, so we get discounts. being at war and all. My view out the front of my window right now is very depressing, being at war and all. Okay, now you confused the hell out of me, Ben. Micah Sivo, parallel for the Eels. No, got some palm trees. No banana trees. High performance William Kennedy for the Sharks. Yeah. Andrew McCulloch, parallel for the Dragons. Being at work and all right here. Master and Apprentice Matt Moylan for the Sharks. I'm just picturing Ben being over there at the whore at the moment. Cohen Hess is taking his time out to watch the break. Time out, guys. Hold your fire. Rising Stars, Isaac Tago for Panthers. Jacob Saifiti, parallel for Knights. Last packet for our 22 Traders Priority Box. Yeah, kids love it too. Ben Hunt, Power Heroes for Dragons. Luke Brooks, parallel for Tigers. Alright, our second last priority box. First up, priority, driving force team number 17 for the Warriors. I have lost my team list. Ben Patterson, there we go. Sean Lane, parallel for the Eels. Okay, let's just tell him because I said it was okay. Season to remember, Brad Schneider for the Raiders. Brent Naden, parallel for the Tigers. Not quite. Terrell May, Rising Stars for the Roosters. Give it another year or two and yeah, Justin Olam, parallel for the Storm. Seven all up, but I've only participated in 4. Season to remember, Tohu Harris for the Warriors. Toby Rudolph, parallel for the Sharks. So my previous relationship, I've got 2 older stepdaughters and my firstborn daughter. So 3 girls. And then with my partner, we have her son. Isaac Liu, driving force for the Titans. Cameron Murray, parallel for the Rabbitohs. And then we have 3 girls together. The Brady Bunch. Driving force, Jordan Arapana for the Raiders. Titans, parallel checklist. Another retirement, David Mead for the Broncos. hopefully our last three, we did have a white authentics. Yes, 6 girls and a boy. Joey Marnie, parallel for the Roosters. Rising Stars, Junior Tupou for the Tigers. Aaron Shoop, parallel for the Bulldogs. Our heroes, Ryan Pappenhausen for the Storm. Daniel Saifiti, parallel for the Knights. He's lucky the older girls don't live with us, they live with their mother in Sydney. Because yeah, they'd give him shit. The younger girls just annoy him, but he goes and locks himself in the bedroom, so he gets away. Abby Church, women's NRL for the Eels. Moses Sulai, parallel for the Dragons. Rising Stars, Tolator Koala for Manly. Mitchell Moses, parallel for the Eels. Brittany Brealey Natty, women's NRL for the Titans. It is fun at Christmas time when they're all here. Jerome Hughes, parallel for Storm. Yeah. Dolphins number 12. Nico Hines, parallel for Sharks. Yeah, well, the 21-year-old stepdaughter, she's engaged. Shaden Hunt, Rising Stars for the Dragons. Joseph Suwali for the Roosters. Priority forwards and backs number 16. Matt Burton for the Bulldogs. Yeah, that is hilarious. Dalmatine Zalesniak for the Warriors. I have no regrets. That's all I'm going to say. Yeah, fair enough. Rising Stars, Jeremiah Nanai for the Cowboys. Adam Reynolds, parallel for Broncos. Forwards and backs, Stafford Toa for the Tigers. James Fisher Harris, parallel for Panthers. Rising Stars, Lindsay Smith for Panthers. Jack Whiten, parallel for the Raiders. That's it, mate. Josh Alloway, gold, parallel number 4. Corey Waddell, parallel for the Bulldogs. Oh. Rising Stars, Cade Dykes. Rising Stars for the Sharks. Damien Cook, parallel for the Rabbitohs. Driving Force. Chad Townsend for the Cowboys. Adam Finor Blake, parallel for the Warriors. Two boys, 2016, started the family young, fairly only 43 and stuff. Yeah, I'm only 37 betting. Keely Davis, women's NRL for the Dragons. Murray Talagi, parallel for the Cowboys. Club Heroes Priority, Tyson Frizzell for the Knights. Oh, making a mess. Herbie Farmworth, parallel for the Broncos. Tyron Wishart, Rising Stars for the Storm. Isaiah Yo, parallel for Panthers. Forwards and backs, Kyle Felt for the Cowboys. Ruben Cotter, parallel for the Cowboys. Parallel Bailey Simonson for the Eels. Women's NRL, Kira Dibb for the Knights. Harry Grant, parallel for Storm. Rising Stars, Tanilla for the Warriors. Blake Brayley, parallel for the Sharks. Rising Stars, Curtis Morin for the Bulldogs. Josh Alloway, parallel for Manly. Women's NRL, Zahara Tamara for the Roosters. Morgan Harper, parallel for Manly. Rising Stars, Hayes Perham for the Eels. Tigers, parallel checklist. Season to remember, Murray Talagi for the Cowboys. Daniel Tupou, parallel for the Roosters. Yeah, a lot of my friends and that call me Peter Pan, so I can definitely relate to that one. Rising Stars, Isaiah Tuss for the Rabbitohs. Dragons, parallel checklist. Driving Force, Maima Torfa for the Eels. Mawaki Fodawaka, parallel for Titans. 2 packets left for our 23 Traders Priority Box. Women's NRL, Chelsea Lenarduzzi for the Broncos. Hudson Young, a parallel for Raiders. Lucky last for the box. Here we go. Power Hero Joey Manu for the Roosters. Knights Parallel Checklist. Alright. Get these out of the way. '24 Traders Priority. Uppercut is so hard you'll never land. Can't say I've heard that one. Showcase Felice Kafusi for the Dolphins. Lachlan Croker, parallel for Manly. Club Hero Priority, Toby Couchman for the Dragons, number 33. Jacob Pearson, Preston, parallel for the Bulldogs. Season 2 member, Luke Keary for the Roosters. Jamal Fogarty, parallel for the Raiders. World in League, Braden Hamlin-Yulee for the Sharks. Christian Welsh, parallel for the Storm. Got a Group A showcase, once again randomized between the 8 teams. Max King, parallel for the Bulldogs. Retirement, Corbin Sims for the Dragons. Mitchell Moses. Rising Stars, Brendan Hands for the Eels. Reuben Cotter, parallel for the Cowboys. Rising Stars, Thomas Cant for Knights. Jerome Hughes, parallel for Storm. Rising Stars, Mason Teague for the Dolphins. Big Papa, parallel for Raiders. Rising Stars, Hopawate for the Roosters. Tamir Martin, parallel for the Warriors. Women's NRL Gold 139, Tara McGrath West for the Dragons. Dragons not doing too bad for you, Keza. Blake Laurie, parallel for the Dragons. World in League, Abigail Roach for the Knights. Cody Walker, parallel for the Rabbitohs. Season to remember, Kira Bibb for the Cowboys. I did not. Don't even. Valance to wear. Don't worry, I was chasing more than that. I've got 4 opportunities. And if they sell that quick enough, maybe, I think he said he might have another one. Maybe not as many starter packs or something. Ebony Pryor, Rising Stars for the Tigers. Manly, parallel. I'm pretty sure you guaranteed it. Yeah, nah. Rising Stars, Gordon Tong for Manly. And who knows, we've still got 2.5 boxes. So, Selwyn Cobbo, parallel for the Broncos. 4 in 1 break here, up money back. How'd we get to 4? One from each year, you reckon? Season to remember, Hudson Young for the Raiders. Isaiah Yo, parallel for Panthers. Must have misheard. I think so. Sorry to tell you. Patil Yvette Welsh for the Tigers. Victor Radley, parallel for the Roosters. I think you've been talking to Jared too much. Patil Yvette Welsh for the Tigers. Alefiana Campiera. Things that might as well make the numbers up as well. Yeah, that definitely sounds like you, mate. Ooh. Number 27, Nathan Cleary for the Panthers. Greg Marzu, parallel for the Knights. Sword and Shield, Clint Gufferson for the Eels. Oh, that was the 3rd time his name was said, possibly. Doreen Buller, parallel for the Tigers. Rising Stars, Jesse Colquhoun for the Sharks. Eels parallel checklist. Wait for it. Club Heroes, number 22, Campbell Graham for the Rabbitohs. Blake Brayley, parallel for the Sharks. Rising Stars, Brendan Pekura for the Broncos. Jack Bird, parallel for the Dragons. He must be sick. World in League Priority, number 3, Lasana Lutu for the Tigers. Jack DeBellin, parallel for the Dragons. Don't worry, I half expected him to. His ears would be burning. Women's NRL, Jesse Southwell for the Knights. Murray Talagi, parallel for Cowboys. Priority Sword and Shield, number 23 for the Roosters, James Tedesco and Nat Butcher. Cameron Murray, parallel for the Rabbitohs. World in League, Hamoli Olaka-Atu for Manly. Adam Reynolds, parallel for Broncos. Women's NRL, Holly Wheeler for the Sharks. Parallel, Happy Appy for the Tigers. Yeah, we were all waiting for him to turn up earlier on the video. No, he's been on his way to Kez's house. Rising Stars, Ali for the Warriors. Jeremy Marshall King, parallel for the Dolphins. Excuse me. Season to remember, Nico Hines for the Sharks. Knights parallel checklist 2. I think it's J-A-R-R-E-D. I think you had an A in there at the end. Sword and Shield, Jake Trbojevic for Manly. Wade Egan, parallel for the Warriors. Rising Stars, Toby Couchman for the Dragons. I heard about the golden ticket and started. Isaac Tago, parallel for Panthers. Yes, well. Rising Stars, Ethan Strange for the Raiders. Jesse Aramian, parallel for the Sharks. I think sometimes an O. No, that's me. I'm an OD. I'm pretty confident he's a J-A-R-R-E-D. I'm a J-A-R-R-O-D. Season to remember, Ryan Pappenhausen for Storm. Micah Sivo. You sure it's not an ED at the end? Micah Sivo for the Eels. World in League, Elsie Albert for the Eels. Roosters parallel checklist. Last packet for the box, Tiana Smith, Rising Stars for the Cowboys. Titans parallel checklist. Well, that's a matter of opinion then, isn't it? Because yes, I would agree, spelling my name for the last 37 years, that mine is correct. Showcase Jerome Hughes for Storm. Dream Buller parallel for the Tigers. Rising Stars, Jacob Preston for the Bulldogs. Ruben Cotter, parallel for Cowboys. Season 2 member, Emma Tonigato for the Sharks. Blake Brayley, parallel for the Sharks. Season 2 member, Jaden Ockenball for the Bulldogs. Cameron Murray, parallel for the Rabbitohs. Emma Mandelman, Women's NRL for the Cowboys. Adam Reynolds, parallel for the Broncos. Rising Stars for the Cowboys. Tamir Martin, parallel for the Warriors. Rising Stars, Dream Buller for the Tigers. Jeremy Marshall King, parallel for the Dolphins. World in League, Anessa Biddle for the Sharks. Knights parallel checklist. Women's Gold, number 76, Leanne Tafuga for the Tigers. Wade Egan, parallel for the Warriors. Season to remember, Jamie Chapman for the Titans. Lachlan Croker, parallel for Manly. Rising Stars, Ella Costa for the Dragons. Jai Arrow, parallel for the Rabbitohs. Club Heroes, Isaiah Katoa for the Dolphins. Happy Appy, parallel for Tigers. World in League, Shannon Muru for the Eels. Kurt Capewell, parallel for Broncos. Rising Stars, Jada Taylor for the Sharks. Jesse Ramian, parallel for the Sharks. Season 2 remember, Luke Metcalf for the Warriors. Rising Stars, Jesse Southwell for the Knights. Kalen Ponga, parallel for the Knights. World in League, Shael Retty for the Raiders. Jackson Ford, parallel for the Warriors. Dalian Predictor, number 18 for the NRL Women's Raiders. Unfortunately, just looks pretty now. I'd like to see, I have a few people have put full sets together of them just to keep as they are. William Kennedy parallel for the Sharks. Obviously, I'm not sure what they're valued at these days. You've got Roosters, Women's NRL, and Storm. Jerome Hughes. Terrell May, Rising Stars for the Roosters. Do you guys lose? Big Papa, parallel for the Raiders. Did you guys lose the premium in 2020? Big Panthers. What year? Where are we now? 22. I think it was. Jackson Paulo for the Roosters. Christian Welsh parallel for the Storm. (2022) I'm pretty sure we played in the grand final. Then it was Broncos, and then the Storm again. Tyson Frizzell, World in League for the Knights. Victor Radley parallel for the Roosters. What's new? There's always a reason and something wrong with Eels. Number 45, gold parallel, Chad Townsend for the Cowboys. Blake Laurie parallel for the Dragons. I'm not sure. Tyler Wong for the Dragons. Isaiah Yeo parallel for Panthers. Rising Stars, Benjamin Lovett for the Rabbitohs. Eels parallel checklist. Club Heroes, Kalen Ponga for the Knights. Jacob Preston parallel for the Bulldogs. Rising Stars, Dean Madison for Manly. Manly parallel checklist. Sword and Shield, Max King for the Bulldogs. Alifiana Kampi era parallel for Titans. Rising Stars. Thought I'd knocked all them off. Watch what you're doing. Ronald Volkman for the Warriors. Jerome Hughes parallel for Storm. Season 2, remember Mitchell Moses for the Eels. I think there's a lot of injuries this year. Jack DeBellin parallel for the Dragons. And I believe it's a lot of inside club drama. Can only hope so. Josh Alloway, World in League for Manly. Jamal Fogarty parallel for the Raiders. Fixing the in-club drama, I don't know, getting rid of Gutho, how that goes. He's been a bit quiet over the last year. Even 2, really. 3 years ago when he was King Gutho. Jack DeBellin, Sword and Shield for the Dragons when we got to the grand final. Mitchell Moses, parallel for the Eels. I think Reid Marnie had a lot to do with us making it. Rising Stars, Trey Mooney for the Raiders. Matt Burton, parallel for the Bulldogs. Sword and Shield for the Broncos. Roosters, parallel checklist. 3 packets left the box, 1 box to go. Women's NRL, a Destiny Abril for the Broncos. David Fafita, parallel for the Titans. Rising Stars, a Ruby Ellis for the Eels. Isaac Tago, parallel for Panthers. Showcase Tyson Frizzell for the Knights, and parallel Reese Robson for the Cowboys. Yeah, I'm not sure what happened, if it's got something to do with stuff going on in the club or whatever, but he's definitely not been the same player since a couple of years ago. I think him, Marnie and Moses was a good combination for us. Rising Stars, Kayla for the Knights. Latrell Mitchell, parallel for the Rabbitohs. No, Gutho's been let go, if that's who you're talking about. Reece Welsh is re-signed one of the biggest deals. Season to remember, Delly Cherry Evans for Manly. I'm not sure either. I think it's Dragons. Rising Stars, Peter Holler for the Raiders. Will Warbrick, parallel for Storm. Jasmine Peters, Women's NRL for the Cowboys. Cheers, Ben. Tony Staggs, parallel for the Broncos. No. He's re-signed with Broncos. One of the biggest deals. I'm sure that's what I heard. We missed the parallel. Jordan Ravana for the Raiders. Sword and Shield for the Titans, and Ben Hunt, parallel for Dragons. Showcase Campbell Graham for the Rabbitohs. Jesse Bromwich, parallel for Dolphins. Rising Stars, Keanu Kinney for the Titans. Phoenix Crossland, parallel for Knights. That's alright, mate. Serena, World in League for the Sharks. Bryce Cartwright, parallel for the Eels. Mitchell Moses, Welding League for the Eels. Warriors parallel checklist. Club Heroes, Jacob Preston for the Bulldogs. Luke Keary, parallel for the Roosters. Scott Drinkwater, season to remember for the Cowboys. Brighton Nakora, parallel for the Sharks. Rising Stars, Alexis for the Dragons. Reid Marnie, parallel for the Bulldogs. The Night Rams making a comeback. The Mighty Rams making a comeback. Another retirement, Andrew McCulloch for the Dragons. Parallel, season to remember, Nick Meaney for the Storm. It was white and I was expecting a parallel, so I thought it was. AJ Brimson, parallel for the Titans. Rising Stars, Blake Moser for the Broncos. John Bateman, parallel for the Tigers. Rising Stars, Arthur Stephen for the Eels. Panthers, parallel checklist. That's how. No, I do. Because when I was that young, my parents owned a supporter shop. Before Rebel and all them, and with all the full ball gear, Reece Robson, Sword and Shield for the Cowboys. Jason Tormalolo, parallel for the Cowboys. Young Whippers. Yeah, don't even grandpa. World in League, Mikhail Ravalawa for the Dragons. Daly Cherry Evans, parallel for Manly. It's all downhill after 40. Oh, no way. What a way to finish the break. I'm not sure if she's watching. And I did call this one early on, I must say. From any of the years. Panthers Predictor, number 93. Congratulations, nice hit. Congratulations, Elisa. Liam Martin, parallel for the Panthers. Let's just flick that under there. Rising Stars, Tyrone Munro for the Rabbitohs. Junior Paulo, parallel for the Eels. Yeah, but with these breaks from all 4 years, any Panthers predictor, we're looking for Panthers from all 4 years in these breaks. Rising Stars, Raymond Vega for Manly. Toltor Koala, parallel for Manly. I realised that when I did the team randomizer. Like, ooh, Panthers, that's Yeah, that's it. Dylan Edwards, season to remember for Panthers. Because trust me, if it wasn't that way, I would not have a clue. Valami kick out, parallel for the Bulldogs. Season to remember, Felice Kafusi for the Dolphins. Brian Tyler, parallel for Panthers. Gold parallel number 64. Jerome Hughes for the Storm. Yeah, I don't think we sent many off. I know at least one, but I don't know many more than that. Kieran Foran, parallel for the Titans. Rising Stars, Junior Tupou for the Tigers. Cowboys, parallel checklist. Club Heroes, Milwaukee Fodawaker for the Titans. Campbell Graham, parallel for the Rabbitohs. Showcase Reese Welsh for the Broncos. Brendan Smith, parallel for the Roosters. Sword and Shield, Harry Grant for the Storm. Payne Haas, parallel for Broncos. Rising Stars, Valance to wear for Dolphins. Isaiah Katoa, parallel for Dolphins. Rising Stars, Atessa Poole for the Roosters. Parallel Raiders checklist. See his name spelt right. Foreign, that is. Tegan Berry, season to remember for the Dragons. Bradman Best, parallel for the Knights. Tegan Berry, Women's NRL for the Dragons. Sean Johnson, parallel for the Warriors. 5 packets left. Women's NRL, Mackenzie Owiki for the Raiders. Nelson Asafa Solomona, parallel for the Storm. Rising Stars, Andy Robinson for the Sharks. Ronaldo Mulitalo for the Sharks. World in League, Alex Johnston for the Rabbitohs. Not at all, Kieran. Tyrell Sloan, parallel for the Dragons. Because in the end, I have no idea what you're talking about, so it was easy just to move on. World in League, Jacob Saifiti for the Knights. For some reason, to be honest, essentially you've got me now. My head went off into Beverly Hillbillies. Texas T. Adam Dewey, parallel for the Tigers. Gold parallel number 205, Rachel Pearson for the Eels. Amalia Olika Atu, parallel for Manly. Alright. So we have 3 randomizations to do. First off, we're going to do our Dolphins cards. Got a few there, nothing special. We've got the Club Heroes. So a nice little bonus for someone. We also have 2 Group A header cards, one for the 24 Traders and also one for our 22 Traders in the Power Heroes Blue. Alright, well we're going to flick screens, which means I can no longer see the chat, so I will no longer get distracted. Alright, before we randomize, I'm going to grab our top 8 names, and that is for the next 2. This is for the Dolphins cards, 3 times around the merry-go-round, number 2 and lucky last, number 3. Carlo Morata with the Bulldogs, congratulations. Alright, next up we have our 24 Traders Group A. So that is randomized between Broncos, Raiders, Bulldogs, Sharks, Titans, Manly, Storm, and Knights. Obviously, Dolphins are featured on there as well. Number 2 and lucky last, number 3, Peter Lowe with the Broncos. And last but not least, our Blue Power Heroes Header A, randomized between the same 8 teams. Here we go, number 1, number 2, and number 3, Stephen Gillard with the Titans. I better check the chat before I go. No more distractions. Catch you later, guys. See you tomorrow morning.